Now that Knull, the god of the symbiotes, has made landfall on Earth, how far will the heroes of the Marvel Universe be willing to go to defeat him? Well, let's hop into the pages of King in Black issue number 2 and find out together. So then, picking up from where the last issue left off, Eddie was stripped of his symbiote by Knull and was sent careening down to the Earth below. In a city filled to bursting with superheroes, you think someone would have caught him, but unfortunately you would be wrong, as he does end up hitting the ground with a sickening splat. His friend, and yes, I do actually mean friend Spider-Man, which I'm sure for the webhead must mess with his mind a lot, as he has a very long and unfortunate history of people falling to their death all around him. The situation is going from bad to worse every minute. Not only is Venom their only real ringer and the person with the most connection to Knull out of commission right now, but all the heroes who were sent to do battle with Knull in the first wave were not only defeated, but actually transformed into foot soldiers for the Dark God. They've been nullified, if you will, and there's some heavy hitters in there too, like Storm and the Thing. In the end, Spider-Man himself is only able to escape with the bloody and broken Eddie because Johnny Storm the Human Torch is willing to go Nova and buy them enough time to escape, even though in doing so he almost certainly assures that he too will be absorbed into Knull's hive mind. Now, even with the amazing medical expertise of Jane Foster Valkyrie and Dr. Stephen Strange, they're still not 100% sure if Eddie's going to be able to pull through with all of his injuries. Because of that, Spider-Man goes to pick up Dylan, Eddie's son, from the bunker, fearing that he may actually need to take this opportunity to say goodbye to his father before it's all too late. Perhaps the saddest and most tragic thing about this turn of events, too, is that the Avengers are so busy moving pieces around the giant chess map and trying to save the world, they really don't pay Dylan any mind. The heroes really do have their backs against the wall in the worst way possible. All the old tricks that came with defeating symbiotes don't work anymore, and they've already lost major contingencies like the Sentry. Even the X-Men of Krakoa, who had surprised everyone by coming to help with the battle effort, are slowly but surely starting to get cold feet. Iron Man has an idea, but even Tony admits this is crazy even by his standards. They're going to have to steal one of those symbiote dragons. The idea being that when Carnage joined with one of those symbiote dragons back during Absolute Carnage, it supercharged his powers, and that if they can do the same for Eddie, it might not only get him back on his feet, but it could also give them the ace in the hole they need to finally take down Knull. Granted, this is part of a much bigger story too, as we need to set up all the different King in Black tie-ins you can read. You see, Namor the Submariner joins the party too at the request of Sue Richards, and it turns out he's not coming alone, as he is recruiting the forces of the Black Tide, a race of horrifying deep-sea creatures that live in the dark depths of the ocean and that look all just a little bit Cthulhu-oid, which makes sense given that Knull basically draws a lot of comparison in the whole cosmic horror thing. And if you think that's desperate, you ain't seen nothing yet, as the heroes also sent envoys to try and recruit Dracula and the Vampire Nation, who have been getting a lot of play both in the X-Men book and in the Avengers book. Then of course you have the assembled costumed villains of the Marvel Universe who end up getting roped into the war by Mayor Wilson Fisk. It's the Plunderer who I think ends up walking away with the major quote of the issue by saying, "Hey, wasn't it a lot more fun when the heroes fought each other?" Now, how exactly does Iron Man plan to steal one of these symbiote dragons? Well, a liberal application of extremist formula, of course, to biohack this giant nasty creature. This extremist callback actually being one of 7 really well done little deep cuts that Donny Cates offers throughout the issue, showing that the man most definitely pays attention. As Tony quickly discovers, though, whatever Knull is, he may actually be more powerful than his advanced technology, as even after the biohacking works and he's able to steal the dragon away, he can still hear the voice of Knull in his armor. The plan is, of course, to give it to Eddie in hopes that it'll wake him up. Unfortunately, though, again, Knull proves to be pretty damn powerful. And when it actually looks like Knull might be able to take control of Eddie, Dylan steps on in and uses his own Codex powers to atomize the symbiote creature. This is actually pretty big for everyone else in the room, because this is their first time seeing that Dylan has this ability, unlike us who have probably been reading Venom this whole time and were well aware. Reed Richards and the others are overjoyed of this turn of events, figuring that Dylan may very well be exactly what they need to finally take down Knull, save their friends, and save the planet Earth. Unfortunately, though, none of this is able to help Eddie, who ends up flatlining as the comic comes to a close. And so that was King in Black issue number 2, everybody, and once again, Donny Cates shows that he's a master of playing with people's expectations. I always knew that Dylan was going to be important to this big story and was going to be central in defeating Knull, but I did not think just how important he was going to end up being. Do I think they actually killed Eddie Brock? No, because as we see from the next Venom tie-in, we're actually going to be following his soul, and the fact that they made Valkyrie such a prominent character in this issue makes me think that they're going to work some magic and get him back. It's also pretty cool to see the assembled heroes of Earth getting very desperate when it comes to fighting Knull and cutting deals with monsters and supervillains. You know that's probably going to come to bite them in the tie-ins, and I gotta say I'm actually interested to pick up a few of those. Overall, I feel comfortable giving this one an 8 out of 10. I know King in Black is starting pretty late in 2020, but it has all the hallmarks of what might be a great event. Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.